Hey, it's JC and welcome to Small Brick City. In this video, I'll share with you how I modified the Sanctum Sanctorum Showdown, which is part of the Marvel superhero series from LEGO. I will share with you the modifications I made as well as the approach I took towards this build. First, let me explain why I even modified it in the first place. My LEGO city is seeded in reality, so there aren't any real superheroes or supernatural elements in my city. I bought this set because the size was good for my city and I did like the pizza apartment half of the set. So I modified this half of the set to become a modular style building. As you can see, I didn't touch the Sanctorum part of the build. That half is still intact. I might build another half to make it a full building in future. If you do want to make similar modifications, you could buy two sets of the same build. However, this could be very expensive, and in my case, I used whatever spare parts I could find in my LEGO bin. In terms of the size, I decided to stick with the 16 stud width but make it 16 studs deep. I did not want to make it 32 studs deep as I've seen some people do because they feel that is closer to the modular size building. But in actual fact, if you compare this build with a modular building such as the detective's office, you can see the actual size of the building actually matches quite closely. You can see that both the width and the depth actually match up with one half of the detective's office, or in this case, the L's barbershop. What makes the detective office building interesting is also the fact that it's made out of different businesses and shops, which gives a very interesting and textured facade to the entire building. It is not just one big mass or block of the same design. That is also why I created my Small Brick Town project, which is a collection of smaller buildings measuring 12 studs wide and 16 studs deep. And an example of that is the LEGO store you see on the right. My rationale is that a collection of smaller buildings, each with a unique look, will create a more interesting cityscape and variety to look at. This is the case regardless of the size of your LEGO city. As you can see, when I put a 32 by 32 stud base plate under my two smaller buildings, it still fits perfectly with the full modular detective's office. Let's have a closer look at my modifications. First of all, this particular building is Pepe's Pizza, and it comprises of his pizza kitchen, his office, and studio apartment. As mentioned, I didn't buy two sets, so I used whatever bricks I had. So I kept the main front facade of the original build, but if you notice, the outer modified pattern bricks are switched out to a flesh color simply because I didn't have enough tan bricks. The side of the building comprises mainly of grey bricks and tan panels. And I just noticed that I made a mistake for the top floor, and obviously I messed up the orientation when building it, so the placement of the bricks are wrong. They should be completely in line. As this is just a pizza kitchen, there's no dine-in option, and that is the takeout window with a slice of pizza on a plate and some Parmesan cheese on the side. Whenever I build or modify the backs of buildings, I always try to give more dimension, so I don't just want a flat straight back. That's what I did here by recessing part of the back wall of the first story in by two studs. I didn't have all the bricks I needed to make a direct copy of the front facade of the building, but I came close enough and ensured that I put in different elements just to give more texture, such as the vegetation, horizontal bar, and sloped wedge brick. All these small details make an otherwise uninteresting back interesting. Here's the roof of the building. I kept everything the same and just expanded and mirrored the front facade. I kept the water tank but removed the play feature. I also added an air conditioning compressor and drainage for rainwater. I also reused the trapdoor which was in the original second floor of the build. The roof can be removed just like a modular building. That's the original front facade. I didn't have those same modified bricks, so I changed it to these textured bricks, but it still looks fine. That's the trapdoor I mentioned. It is used to access the roof, and I hold it in place with a modified rail plate. That's an easy device to keep the trapdoor closed. The top floor is Pepe's the Chef studio apartment. It is a single bedroom apartment, as you can see. It's got his bed, a TV on a console, an armchair, and quite a full kitchen. After all, he is a chef. Access to this floor is by a ladder through that hole in the left corner. The apartment is very simple, but of course there's the all-important shower and toilet, something that many LEGO buildings don't have. so I built him a toilet, and inside that tiny cubicle is also a shower and small sink as well as drainage for the shower. If you know me by now and have been following my videos, you know one of my major hang-ups is there aren't enough toilets and bathrooms in a LEGO city. This floor can be removed just like any modular building and is held in place by jumpers. The second floor is Pepe's office, and there's a separate area for stairs coming up to a corridor. That's the ladder leading up to his studio apartment, some greenery, and there's actually a door and a separate room just for his office. He needs his privacy and security for all his important documents. There are desks, lamps, computers, chairs, and cartons of pizza supplies. I made sure to recycle as many parts as possible from the original set, so all these parts came from Pete's apartment. This floor lifts up to reveal the first floor, which is the pizza kitchen. As you can see, those are the steps leading from the back door directly up to Pepe's office and then up to his studio apartment. The rest of the floor is the main pizza kitchen, which includes the pizza preparation area, the wood oven to bake the pizzas, the takeout counter, the back door, and all the other accessories and decorations that came with the original set. I hope you enjoyed this video and got some ideas if you want to modify your own sets. Now, it may seem daunting if you have never done a mod before, but just take it level by level. Don't try to overthink it, as it can be quite intimidating, so just go floor by floor. As usual, like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if there's any type of video that you like in particular, please let me know in the comments. Talk to you soon.